Hey guys, I was able to play Assassin's Creed Shadows for about 4 hours in remote hands-on preview event hosted by Ubisoft. So thank you Ubisoft for including me in the preview, so I'm able to show the new gameplay with the information. So let's go! To kick this video off, let's start with the pros and cons from my preview session. And note, I was playing with my PC remotely, and my PC is a piece of potato, so that's always fun. Outdated hardware. That being said, to give you guys a little context, we were able to choose the difficulty level we wanted to play, and I wanted to play with normal difficulty. I mean, I would have done so much more with easy or story, and definitely I would have done less in this limited time I had in the hardest difficulty. But yeah, normal, it is good indicator what the game has stored for us, especially when jumping in mid-game blind. There were some introductions to each character. After that we were thrown 10 hours into the game or something like that. I'm not completely sure, but still. One of the biggest pros, in my opinion, was the dual protagonist system. It is a nice change of pace. Plus, it was really easy to switch between the two main characters, Naoe and Yasuke, almost whenever you wanted. Of course, there will be some restrictions when you can do it, like character-related missions, and of course when you are in hostile areas like in the castles, barracks. Pretty much whenever the navigation on top of the screen goes red, but other than that, pretty much any time. Something like in Syndicate, but much more free, because there were some restrictions in Syndicate to when you actually could change the character. And of course, having two characters with two completely unique playstyles and storylines is absolutely fantastic and a fresh breath of air in my opinion. And yeah, I tried to do both. I tried to go a little bit more stealthy with Yasuke, and I was trying to Leroy Jenkins my way with Naoe. But yeah, and before you ask, yes, you can kinda parkour with Yasuke as well, but it is definitely not as smooth as it is with Naoe. That one is for sure. The other pro, in my opinion, was the world. It actually did seem pretty lively and vibrant, at least the areas I was able to explore. Of course, I was trying to push my limits when nobody was looking, and the areas I could go, there were actually some restrictions, and I didn't play the story parts that much because I wanted to explore as much as possible. And while exploring, Yasuke and Naoe, and of course all the NPCs, in my opinion, everything I did see, the graphics, they are absolutely looking fantastic at the moment. The build of AC Shadows I was playing is still work in progress, so keep that one in mind if you happen to see any bugs, glitches or anything like that. But what I can say, I didn't encounter that many or that huge, so that is absolutely promising for the future of this game. And at the time of recording this, we still have almost 2 months before the game releases. And if everything goes swimmingly with this game and devs are able to fine-tune and polish the game to the peak condition for the launch, I actually wouldn't be surprised of any backtracking from delays, meaning that the game would actually launch a little bit earlier, just like with Mirage. First the game was delayed, and after that backtracking, and the launch was on my birthday, which was October 5th. So wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but that is just a speculation at the moment. But I will keep you updated if that happens. To mix things up, let's talk about the cons. And one con, at least in my opinion, and we already knew this from the start. So no, there is no bird view, eagle, raven, any bird at all. That is unfortunate in my opinion, not even with Naoe. I mean, we can still use observe in the game with both characters, but being able to tag treasures and anything nearby would actually be really helpful with the bird view. And of course we have been used to using bird since Origins, but yeah, let's see how this works out. in the end of the day. Of course, we have the canon mode option for this game, and I didn't want to play my preview with that one. Obviously, I want to experience everything in my own way. That if you are doing the same, hit the like and let me know, are you gonna use the canon mode option at all? I mean, if you want more fluid experience with the game, canon mode might be for you, because there will be some challenges with the stealth, with the combat, if you are choosing quote-unquote wrong character. And speaking about the combat, it was so fun to play with both Yasuke and Naoe, and as we already know, Naoe is a little bit more glassy-ish, if you will. I mean, she still can do some pretty impressive damage with her weapons, tools, but if you are into the close combat, Yasuke will be your guy for that one, because he will be able to take some hits. With Naoe, you have to be more careful. And I tried to test every weapon, every ability, and of course the allies as well, because 2 of those were added for the previews. They did seem a little bit dumb. I'm not sure if that is just low level allies or something, but they definitely will help you distracting and fighting the enemies. And yeah, it reminded a little bit of Brotherhood and Revelations, much more than AC Valhalla, which is actually a huge positive thing in my opinion, because that ally system was much better than the Zombs Viking in AC Valhalla. Also, the gear system is much easier to navigate and understand from the previous titles, and of course, having only 2 pieces per set is absolutely huge in my opinion, and I honestly think it will be much more pleasant experience of getting the gear than in Valhalla. I mean, 5 pieces, at time to time it was getting ridiculous, not mentioning the melee weapons and of course the ranged weapons besides everything. So yeah, 2 pieces of armor, talismans and the weapons. So definitely easy to switch between characters, and simple and effective HUD for the gear, for the characters, and of course for the skill trees. That is a good start in my opinion. What I'm actually most excited about this game, it is the increased amount of options to approach missions and locations and targets. For example, if you go in as Naoe and you are getting killed left and right, it actually might be a good to change for Yasuke, but of course Yasuke has his downsides as well. For example, not having the grappling hook, which is actually pretty huge and helpful tool overall. And of course his parkour isn't at the level of Naoe, but he still can climb, go on the roofs. So pretty basic stuff, but definitely downgraded parkour for Yasuke from the previous titles. The parts that were shown and I was able to play, the in-game music, it was actually really nice. I don't mean it was perfect, but it was nice. So definitely good flow with the music, and the story parts that I'm not able to show, at least not everything, was really intriguing and compelling. And I think we got actually the look of our Templars pretty early on, so that is setting the game to hunt them down one by one. And of course, like in the promotional pictures that has already been circulating the internet, those masked characters, they are our targets. Some of thoughts, pros and cons, comparisons from top of my head. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you the photo mode because the game didn't let me to use it, but there will be photo mode. So if you are into taking pictures in game, good news, there will be one, but unfortunately I wasn't able to use it in my previous session at least. And I'm not sure if this is a feature or something added later or maybe never, but I wasn't able to follow the route while on the horseback, like the cinematic riding mode that we had in Valhalla, in Mirage. That will be a minus in my books. Traveling, exploring huge distances without fast traveling. Yeah, I actually wish we could just follow the route we have set, but what was nice, we can set our characters to follow the NPCs. I mean the quest story related NPCs. You are probably wondering about the characters from the promotional pictures. For example, the chubby kid. Yeah, he's playing a pretty big part in the main story. I cannot go deeper into that one without any spoilers, so let's leave it at that. He's big part of the story, and of course we have all kinds of side characters related to the game, and I'm not sure who everybody is, at least not yet, because 4-ish hours that I was able to play is definitely not enough to get the whole picture of the game, but from what I have seen, and no, I didn't get to see the hideout, either I didn't progress enough in my preview, or the hideout wasn't in the version we were playing. Either one, I didn't see it, unfortunately. I don't know about the other players, content creators, but I did trigger the game couple times so I can fight with the guardians. Yeah, they are definitely a challenge, but nothing too major in my opinion. So it was a little bit underwhelming, at least on normal difficulty. Without playing the game prior, they were a bit easy in my opinion. I did find the combat being more challenging with multiple enemies at once rather than few guardians, and of course samurai daishos are a little bit more difficult than the guardians as well in my opinion, but definitely I feel that it will be a breeze, at least on easier difficulties, to beat anything in this game when you actually play the game a little while, getting familiar with the controls, stances. But yeah, you can basically spam heavy light attacks or even charged ones, aka the stance attacks. But yeah, using stance attacks was pretty fun, but it is leaving you out there in the open for attacks. But still I feel the combat, stealth and parkour are greatly improved from Valhalla, which is absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Also, what comes to the gameplay and the weapons to be exact, I actually didn't see any issues with the weapon choices or choosing your weapons like melee and ranged weapons, because after you are out of the combat you can switch to any of weapon you desire. The weapons will have the stats and perks, and of course they're on skill trees. More you are leveling up your weapons, the better they are getting. At the start I would say choose wisely which playstyle you are going to do. I highly advise to think carefully how you will be approaching with each character and what you are gonna use level up that weapon type. So if you have any further questions about the game, about my preview session, about some mechanics of the game, etc., let me know them in the comments down below. So there might be a part 2 for this video, so stay tuned for that one. And if you're gonna play this game, and I think the pre-orders will be available anytime now, if they aren't already, but when they are, I will let you know. And if you are gonna play this game, it will be much appreciated if you use my creator code SKATHA aka Skatha at Ubisoft store. You are getting whopping 1 cent off and you are supporting the channel in the process. So thank you very much. Before ending, huge shout out to my members. You guys are awesome. The support you have given me for the past couple of years have been amazing. If you want to become part of the Elite Wolfpack, consider joining the channel. You are getting some cool perks like custom emojis, early access to some of my videos, member only posts and more. But for now, have a great one.
What was that sound?
Found anyone? I've stopped listening to you. My patience has run.